So after last week's tragic episode with the death of Joel, we were all left wondering, what's next and what will Ellie do to avenge Joel? Well, this week's episode definitely explains a little bit of that. So this is The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 3. Spoilers ahead, you've been warned.
I know their names, and I know where they're from.
The girl with the braid.
Abby.
Okay, so last week's episode left us reeling for a week, and this episode kind of continued that because we see the impact of Joel's death on the community and also on Ellie herself, who, after being treated in hospital for her wounds suffered by Abby and co, woke up, relived the moment, and you could feel the pain. By the way, Bella Ramsey in this scene is unbelievable. Ridiculously good level of acting. After she recovered from 3 months in hospital, Ellie was out for revenge. And you could see that in this episode, that Ellie's kind of started to shake off this angsty teen look and become hell-bent on finding Abby and her team. And that's where a certain maturity's now come into the character, because you can just see how hyper-focused she is. Ellie approaches Tommy and asks for a squad to go out and kill Abby and co, but it has to go before a vote for the community, and even though she gave a fully justified and level-headed speech, even with an outburst from the guy who wronged her on New Year's Eve, who was actually in favour of Ellie's decision, it was denied, with the people of Jackson saying that they'd lost too much already. Ellie obviously didn't take this well, and neither did Tommy, who was worried about her going down a similar path to Joel. So Tommy spoke to Gail about Ellie's direction in life, and Gail says that there's some people that can't be saved, and Ellie and Joel were always on the same path even before they met. Which kind of showed you how much Joel and Ellie actually needed each other to keep each other balanced. Ellie plans an escape going against the decision of the town and tries to pack up a shed loads of guns and ammo for her trip, but Dina interrupts and has a more level-headed approach. With a map and an actual plan, as well as a list of supplies, the two head off via the East Gate to Seattle in search of the WLF, which she thinks is just some small organisation. Well, it turns out by the end of the episode that they're actually quite the army, to be honest with you, and there are hundreds of them with armoured vehicles. All I can say is good luck. That's all from me, and I'll see you next time.